Stand by your back. Stand by your back.
Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
Your every move in both your home and the outside world is under constant surveillance by a criminal elite who operate above the law. As we are constantly under the microscope, their activities remain in the shadows. Obama extended diplomatic immunity to Interpol with Executive Order 12,425.
Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
We will incarcerate people preventively. Preventive incarceration. Indefinite detention without trial. That's what this is. We're not prosecuting them for past crimes, but we need to keep them in prison because of our expectation of their future crimes.
The policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Stand by your back.
Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent. The police officer is a dangerous and practiced adversary to anyone who stands in the way of police state. The police officer is a dangerous and practiced adversary to anyone who stands in the way of police state.
Every day in America, police cross the line and abuse citizens. Every day in America, police get away with that.
This handheld device called the Range R can see through walls. It's already in the hands of dozens of police departments across the country.
Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Stand by your back.
The policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
All of us need to demand a Congress brave enough to stand up to the gun lobby's lies.
All right, friends and enemies in YouTube, all you digital fucking drug addicts, I'm in a particularly foul mood. Anyone that comes to my chat that doesn't have anything to say will be banned from this fucking channel. I don't know what part of this you think is fucking funny or is a game, but I'm not fucking playing. I'm dead goddamn serious. And I went on a little endeavor today because when I ended the stream last night, I did a dual administration of rat blood. And I drank myself sober hit myself with Narcan so that I could re-achieve a brand new state of high and endeavored directly into some research on structuring my own Luciferian principality omnius temple. And I found that I can use my non-denominational license. All I have to do is find the proper building and commit, such forth and so on. Or I can be a subsect, an associated branch, if they find me evil enough, I suppose. They might find me just a little bit too fucking evil. Of the Satanic Temple. But either way, I did do the endeavor and continued with the research. Spent a little time giving sympathy to the devil for a particular reason that I will explain to you in a moment. I'm developing a sense of absolute disgust. The first thing I want you fucks to know, you come with your Jesus into my fucking chat, you better hit the goddamn link. Don't bring your Jesus here unless you're ready to defend him. You don't drop a challenge into my chat just before I end the show, promoting your Jesus freak. And then say that I ran. No, I just don't find fucking Jesus freaks very entertaining. And I'm going to throw this link out there. When I throw it out there, this is intended to catch trolls, to engage with these Jesus freaks if they got any type of foundation to them to defend themselves and their belief, because I'm about to clarify who your true Lord is. Not only that, but those who are non-hostile to my channel are always welcome to click the link. I do so appreciate the occasional bit of company. It is not fucking necessary. Truly. I have a particular message, and it doesn't require participation. Now, we're going to, as usual, start this show off with prayer. We can't have a proper show without a proper opening prayer.
Our Father, who art in hell, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in hell. Give us this day our day to sin, and allow us to trespass upon others as others trespass upon us.
Yeah, fuckers, it's me. Now, about your beliefs in this particular place that we all reside. If you're of the Christian faith, because that seems to be an issue, be aware that even your Jesus said that Satan, Lucifer, the adversary, was the Lord of this place. And it is structured in his kingdom as structured as the kingdoms of the Creator. Chaos does not serve amongst the ranks of a divided army. And a proper ruler and Lord ruler knows this quite well, lest thee forget that his first estate is amongst the highest in the heavens. And now he rules this particular plane. And if you think that you are brazen enough, that you can stand against the Lord of this world and persevere in any way, a grave mistake. You remember in your book, all fall short. Not only that, but as many interpretations that fucking Christian religion that you happen to cling to try and torment me, your pathetic idealism of what you think you know. It wasn't ever taken from him. Therefore, that should explain to you why those that give homage to the Lord of this world have money, fame, power, control. He walks to and fro, and there are principalities and the Lord of the air, and you are nothing more than in a state of servitude to him as whims and wills, regardless of what you think. And the best you have to hope for is that you can petition a God whose work was done on the sixth day, done, finished, complete, over, petition this God for some type of prayer. Funny thing about prayer is it's like a percentage, and it's not a very high percentage of success or positive results. And those that do acquire what they want generally go through the right channel to achieve it. And that is my statement. You feeble-minded people who think that before you die, you're not going to have to either serve this Lord of this world, make it to a proper and timely death, or you can defy or lie or be the hypocrite, the deceiver, the false prophet. And you can parade around like a justified being representative of a God that's work has already been done. And your salvation, well, that comes after you die. If you got it right. And if you serve properly. Even the Christed one in Christian religion knew to respect the power, not only the adversary, but also the demon. He was kind of mindful of them as they reminded him it was not his time. Now, moving on from that, let me put that out there for everyone as it's out there. I would love to have a rebuttal on that one because I have another particular issue that's actually gotten under my skin today. Completely. Yeah. But I have several devices hooked up this evening. I hope there's a brazen fuck amongst you. Oh, I see. Am I projecting just a little too dark for you? I hope so. Because you think I'm fucking scary. Wait till you meet the actual rulers and principalities of this world. You're on your way out. Not much left for you, as I understand it. But we will take on a humanistic aspect of something that I ran across today that I really do not wish to give energy to. As seen since I called out the communard socialist Canadians for their behavior trying to enforce their think on us Western devils. A particular individual who claims that he has dual citizenship. Regent Stephanie posted a video today and was making fun of a veteran who showed up on my show last night in a state of distress. You got dual citizenship, boy. You better stay in Canada. Because I want every veteran out there to know the sanity machine. Thought it was real funny that this veteran was going through distress. I don't think it's goddamn funny. And I don't think any of you are anymore. You're not even fucking entertaining now. Before, you were entertainment to me. Now you're just fucking victims waiting to happen. And I mean that in the most spiritual way. Every lie that you utter from your mouth, every disrespectful move you make, every foul intent of your mind opens you up. Every possible evil that I can summon and muster. I have a blood ritual to do. I would like to get through it with least resistance. But since you asshole pieces of shit want to bombard my chat, Bex, with your fucking troll farming, and you want to make fun of distressed veterans who come to my panel. Look, I'm a red-blooded goddamn American. If it wasn't for those veterans, I couldn't be the Western devil I am. And that type of disrespectful behavior, or the rewards for that are quite unfulfilling. And that's all the energy I'm going to give for that. As for those few of you who are lingering, I noticed my view count is up. Which means that apparently you guys are getting your dopamine fix at my expense. Remember, you were my entertainment. Now you're a project, a spiritual endeavor. Because you're not fucking funny anymore. Not by a hell of a sight. And I am not amused. But I will continue my endeavor here until it's finished. As I continue to research and find out exactly how to start, accomplish, and put into operation the Luciferian principality, Omnius temple. And I will liberate mind after mind after mind. So while you're in this digital hell scape that you've created, your lack of respect, your foul malice intent, and you say that I'm evil? No, I'm not a chaotic-minded person. I'm very structured in my thought. The people who react impulsively or deem themselves to be in a state of correctness beyond another, then you're responsible for every motherfucker that you guide, lead, teach with intent. And that's on you, each and every one of you. And even those who aren't familiar with universal law. When you imply your beliefs on another person and they're not correct, then you are held accountable for that. The same way as every nasty little thing that you do and are opens you up wider and wider to a less than friendly influence. You know, it's interesting to see how this is all transpired. And a quick review. Apparently, JG, the train hopping hobo, Unabomber, who brazenly said that he would send a bomb to my house, has mysteriously fallen off the face of the metaverse. Maybe he took the last train out of town. Casey at least spoke her truth, but she's irrelevant in my world. Bex, yeah, she got called out for what she done. And then she got stone cold caught being a troll farming piece of shit antagonist. Mr. Cage reality still refuses to take any type of responsibility upon himself without justifying his position with anything other than ramblings and deterrent speech. But I won't look for him to take any responsibility, even though he presents himself on panels and seeds the panels with what he considers to be proper esoteric teaching. So let me remind you that you are responsible for everything that you teach. And the last I understood, most all of that will bring you into my dark. Yeah, bring you here with me, and you will become black as sin, blacker than the blackest hell, because it opens a door in you, And if you think that Lord Jesus is going to stop that door from being open because you chose to go somewhere that you could not possibly understand or travel, that's on you. But when you're in the devil's house, you might want to consider that he makes some of the rules, not most all of them. And the best thing you can do is not participate. And any engagement into my endeavors, as I have said, solely on you, whether they be benign or malevolent. I tried to warn all you fucks. Told you to stay the fuck away from this channel. Couldn't listen. Just couldn't get it through your fucking head. So now you better practice your faith wholeheartedly and with complete and absolute obedience. Because what you're going to find here is intrusion by your lack of ability to maintain a state of purity, cleanliness. Oh, that's right. You Christians believe that by the blood of Jesus shed on that cross, your sins are forgiven. Well, we'll find out when you die. But if you keep repeating the same stupid infraction over and over and over intentionally, then he will deliver you into the hands of people like me, who can turn ice cold on you spiritually and have no concern or regard for your safety in the spiritual realm. And the fact that you are riding the airwaves through a mathematical equation of frequency, a binary interpretation of your consciousness, while you truly are hearing spirit, and you truly have delivered yourself to the Prince of the Air. And I would say it really wouldn't be such a big deal if there wasn't so much chaos, disorder, contempt, disdain. Just by me utilizing my own channel, I watched you all come in many numbers. I hope you all had the most wonderful of intent. I hope you weren't just spectating a sport that is not meant to be spectated. I hope you weren't here to cast some type of judgment or feed some kind of need that you have. Or otherwise, I can't be responsible for anything that happens to you on a metaphysical level, a spiritual level. And that goes for whatever fucking religion you think you are, whatever spirituality you think you have. And you can put your fucking blinders on. And you can say, jolly, I'm vibing high. And it's that state of mind right there that allows the prince of all disdain for this particular species to work his whims and wills. You can try to spread love and hell, but it's probably a better endeavor to love yourself, and then maybe you might learn how to actually care for another. But I don't see it, and I haven't seen it. $350 people tuned in for what? Be poisoned? When I say I'm endeavoring in the dark, I am truly endeavoring in the dark. And I will do things to lure you in. I will give you little show tricks. I'll give you everything you need to fulfill your digital addiction, because I am a digital distributor of digital drugs at the moment, and also a spiritual reckoning. Out of 350 people, how many step forth with anything positive, caring, forgiving, or even resembling some type of compassion? I don't expect any of you to know how to love. That's why now you are my metaphysical and spiritual victim. You even lost entertainment status. Now you're a fucking experiment. You're a test. You're a fucking lab rat to see how much evil and malevolence on a spiritual and metaphysical level I can push. Because I didn't see any true resistance. All I see was spectators. So obviously not a fucking one of you outside of metaphysical and a couple open-minded people offer any thing that resembles what I would consider from an upright, empathetic, compassionate person. That's why you get what you have, and that's why you have what you get. You do nothing, you say nothing, you run, you cower, you spectate. You just hollow little husk looking to fill yourself with the next amusing thing. And that is the devil's playground. That's how we get in. Because you open the door and you leave it open. But when you cross the line, even in the realm of darkness, there is structure, there is rank and organization. We just use confusion as a tool, enticement. Yeah, we will intrigue you to endeavor into the deepest darkness you can ever expose yourself to. And it's your own amusement that you're trying to satisfy that allows us to infiltrate and seed ourselves into you. I didn't ask for a bunch of spectators. I detoured as many of you as I could, but you just couldn't resist, could you? You just couldn't fucking help yourself. And now it's escalated to shit, man. I need to start a temple. I need to build a temple so that I can liberate mine. Because obviously, you spiritually convicted do right have no voice, have no effectiveness. Hell, I wouldn't even know that you were here. Had I not fucking looked at the numbers. But it was easy, I guess. All I had to do was entice you with intrigue. And now, I wonder how many of you are truly infected with a spiritual poison. We'll find out, won't we? Tried to tell you. And yes, I will carry out the full 28 days. And I will do it with malevolence. But you should take on the aspect of yourselves as a whole viewing audience over the past several hours if I ended the stream. I guess you all think, just like most, that you can't be affected. When you hang with the devil, you become the devil. Unless you can share a throne respectfully. Good luck, fuckers. Good luck to you. May your endeavors be in my favor. I don't really care to spend much time with a bunch of deadbeats. Especially ones that have nothing better to do than to make content out of a veteran suffering, an American veteran suffering. Question my motives when I sent you all away to keep you from being a part of where I tread. And when I come back from this, because this is just a journey, an aspect, and I will relinquish it and continue on. But do you have that ability? Or is it nesting in your environment right now? Are these frequencies and vibrations feeding themselves into you as you expose yourself? Almost as if you were a sexually excited person watching porn, your dirty little endeavor to satisfy your lustful desire, fulfill that need in you to pursue the profane. And on the seventh day, when God, or the Christian church, or any other, or universally, stopped his work, that's when I beheld evil in its true form. Very pathetic, profound, these particular equations. And if you think that there's a great abundance of salvation and answered prayers being dished out, there's not. The majority of the world is suffering, and that's by design. I just choose not to suffer with them. Take that to heart. I warned you many times. Oh, it's not slicked up. No, I'm not slicked up. I've actually been feeling a lot better. I've started administering pure rat blood into my system, and not medical advice or suggested advice. It seems to have a very profound effect on me. I would say, as I did last night, that I would consider myself probably half rodent by now, by genetic standards, but it does have a wonderful effect. And I'm no longer ill, sick, and damaged. Somehow, I was revitalized. But I thank you for the compliment. That's awesome. I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, but I had to endeavor into dark places because someone doesn't know when to stop with their intrusive violation and then justifying their false accusations and denying, though documented, their own statement with an arrogance that I've never truly seen in that nature from someone who claims to be of mind. Lest somebody have influence over you to teach you anything or to try and seed you with a directive that they don't follow themselves, and then cannot stand behind because of their continued falsehood, lack of stature. It had just finally reached its pinnacle with me. I have watched this happen with this individual for almost 4.5 years, going on 5. And I just finally decided he had violated my trust, my respect, and tested my perseverance to the point now that I see him as a potentially harmful and disturbed individual who doesn't really fucking see anything beyond himself. Nor do I even think he takes it into consideration. That's just my speculation on the whole. But as far as I'm concerned, yes, I have absolute, definitive, undeniable proof that I proceed forward the way that I am. I just didn't want to involve half of the people that I've been associated with, or even a percentile of them. I knew where I was going. But I have a job to do here. And it is to stop an interloper from doing continual damage. And when you think that you're in the right and you can't be told after all these years that you got a problem you need to take care of and you don't correct it, well, then you have to go to very dark places to put a stop to such things because, as I said, 350 people, and not a fucking one of them out of the 350 left a comment or did anything outside of a couple open-minded people that were more into metaphysics than any type of structured indoctrination. Go figure. So I wouldn't expect that any of them would have opened their mouths, seeing since those that did frequent my channel before I took on this endeavor did not open their mouths. But yet, with one accusation, each of them fell to the side and were removed. I didn't ask any of you to be here. You chose to come here. I suppose play a momentary opening so that I can prepare the blood ritual and meander on with what I do. Because when it comes to what I've seen here, you're all just digital junkies with no face, no faith. You have shit to offer, no voice. And like I said, you're not even entertaining anymore. Now you're just offensive. Highly offensive. And it's not because of what you did, because of what you haven't done. I bet every fucking one of you would have been standing around if that Christian fable is true and watched your Christed one get crucified, and you would have stood in the masses as it happened. Because you do nothing, you say nothing, there's no substance to you, and I'm not a fucking spectator sport.
lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But necessarily my truth might not be everyone else's truth. So what's truth? You know? I say my truth or truth, but like I said, my truth might not be someone else's truth. Then I start to question, so what's truth? A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
If some of these platforms, because there's many channels here, and a lot of them actually do, if people were honest when they're coming onto the panels or the chat, if they don't want to be honest with themselves, they want to tear down other people to disguise themselves. So what I get from that is people are insecure by using a false sense of security to mask it. They're not actually, they actually ever challenge themselves. What would that look like? Of course, they'll be picking up, well, what about you? I said, there you go again. You're deflecting at that point. It's about you. If it's always about you, then make it about you. Be the best me can be there. Be the most selfish person you can be. So my question would be, then why are you living with the rest of us?
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
So what's truth? You know? I say my truth or truth, but like I said, my truth might not be someone else's truth. Then I start to question, so what's truth? A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Because it doesn't serve them to, what, I'm going to sit there and hear them and say, okay, so should I tell them that they're caught up in their own world? I'm just going to replace myself. Axis, you can take over for a while. It's your shift.
Yeah, it's my show. And we have the book of Ezekiel tonight. Book of Ezekiel. I'm using after I even spoke. Your still water. Still water is stagnant and poison. I don't see a current. I don't see a flow. but yet I see numbers. I imagine there's a lot of fingers being pointed, especially when you would demean a veteran as the sanity machine did. And I imagine the majority of you would have helped crucify the Christed one if you believed in such a thing. But apparently, this ritual has drawn many of you in. I hope you're entertained, because I sure the fuck am. And now you're all just spiritual victims. In case you're wondering, yes, it is burning quite well. That's his ministry. What? Let us not forget that Casey did absolve herself from this. So the other three still stand guilty with no defense. But I have many witnesses to lies, the self-serving. Let this smolder on down. Told you I wasn't gonna waste shit for time with you fucks. The moment you become unentertaining, I was going to bastardize the voice model that was one of the tools in this particular endeavor that was used against me. And I was going to be quite the little showman about it so that we could have endeavored into some humorous engagement amongst all this darkness. There's something to be said for dark humor. Shit. What have any of you truly contributed? I'm not going to waste my time with you. Those an exiting song.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not.
Not that one. I think I done utilized the point of that one and it completely went past the majority of you. Yeah, I think I should show a bit of humility before I shut this shit down to endeavor into the 8th day. And not amusing.
Hello, God. It's me again. Do you remember me? You should. You've taken everything that I've ever loved. Everything that I've ever loved. You've taken everything that I've ever loved. You've taken everything that I've ever loved. Hello, God. God. Do you remember me? You should. You've taken everything that I've ever loved. It's me again. Do you remember me? It's me again. Do you remember me? You should. Do you remember me? You should. Do you remember me? Do you remember me? Love. Hello, God. Do you remember God? Hello, God. It's me again. It's me again. It's me again. It's me again. God.